Come on, today's Retro Robin show, we can have a look at some new games. As you can see, I'm all set up and ready and raring to go. And we're going to have some Commodore versus Spectrum, as well as a little look at a dastardly deed Crash done on me in Crash 98, when I was fooled by a game. It was actually a wind-up. Yeah, that's right. An April Fool's joke. And he caught me out back then, and guess what? It caught me out again. Some people just never learn from their mistakes. So if you love a little bit of 8-bit and you want a bit of retro fun on the weekend, well, I'm your man. So join me now on the Retro Robin Show. Pause time. Welcome to another Retro Robin show, ready for the Friday launch, hopefully. Might be on a Saturday, who knows. So, what's in today's show? We're going to the last of the Crash, and we're going to have a look at the last Crash smash in the Crash that was the last Crash of the 90s. Wow, that was quite easy for me to say. And we're going to do some more Commodore versus Spectrum, as well as look at some new games. So, if you want to stick with me, I will go through the latest releases and try and play them to the best of my abilities. One or two things to tell you. Got some hardware on the way to review from Ricky, of course. He's sending me a monster. No, not his robot. Something he's made, and it's a bit of a monster, apparently. I've already seen one review of it. Can't wait. Thank you, by the way, for Ricky for that. And, of course, thank you to one or two others for doing that little bits behind the scenes to help me with this show. So, yes, Crash number 98, the very last one. Sad days, but it wasn't the last one in the end because of, well, the efforts of Chris and one or two of us behind the scenes who brought us the annuals, of course, at the revival events and etc., which was great to see because I'm a great Crash magazine collector, as you know, and of course I have subscribed to Crash on Patreon. Make sure you do so. Don't miss out on that fun. Yes, back and go get yourself these magazines. They're worth it. If you're a collector of vintage computers, it's a must-have to go with your computer, isn't it? Of course. So, without hanging around too much, let's have a look at today's first new type game. So I've kept the AY sound off just for this moment because a lot of these games have got sound in them, and the sound of most of these games are really good. This is the first one we're going to have a look at. Just let the sound play a little bit, hopefully. It's going to give you a little demo of every screen. Which is pretty good, I like that. So we can redefine the keys, which is what we're going to do. You've also got a password, so if you get to a certain level and you write down the password, you can start from that particular level, which has been a new feature in a lot of these latest games, which is great. And right, shall we have a look at the game then? We're going to use the keyboard control. We're going to go R to redefine, which is great because I'm using a rubber keyboard, which means space is a bit of an inconvenience, so I like to use them. Got to remember right first, not left. I'm ready to have a look at this game and tell you what I think of it. Well, starting presentation wise, it's very nice. Little demo, good sound, AY sound, very once sort of good presentation gets you into wanting to play the game. And of course there you go, from 2021, so it's a recent game. We press space to start, although I've not used space for anything else. And it reminds me a little bit of Night Night for the Next, but with, I suppose it's because it's got the same sort of music. You start by throwing something at these. And as you can see, I've knocked them all dizzy. Once you eliminate these by throwing, well, what looks to be like a letter. And sometimes they leave you something to collect, which is good. But once you get rid of oh, I've got the time. I'll take the time, thank you. That'll add extra time, and of course if you finish the level fairly quickly, you get bonus for your time. That's the first level done. This is a bit of a slight night-night right now. Definitely a bit of night-night, isn't there? So let's fire second level. So what do you look for in a sort of game? You want a game really that progressively gets harder, but is not hard from the outset, and that just ticks that box, which gets you into the game. And you've only got so long, by the way, to collect those once you've sort of eliminated them. I don't know what it is you're supposed to be throwing at them. Are you a mailman? Is it a letter? Ah, there we go. I've got 21 left. You've got a certain time, and it's counting down all the time. I've got 3 lives. I'm doing okay. And there's your password displayed just there, so as you can start from that particular level if you was to reach that level. Only thing is, of course, I missed my opportunity to collect that. Yeah, they do kind of climb up. They can sort of walk into you if you're not careful from underneath, and that's caught me out a few times. But you've still got to be quick. I like the way that once they run into each other, they sort of, oh yeah. I nearly walked into him. Now there's only a certain amount of time he stays dizzy. I'll get that back this time. I've got to wait for him because I can't hit him there, can I? There we go. And now we've got 8 left. Am I going to make it? Indeed I am. You can't copy my passwords. Get your own. No, you'd want to play it from the start and do it yourself. It's a satisfaction achievement thing, isn't it? So I'll do one more level, and there you go. I've just got. I may do one more level. It could go all horribly wrong from here. Oh, it's going horribly wrong. Not happy about it. And that's that game. Well, what am I going to say about the game? Yeah, straight away, it is fun. It gets you into it. And it's nicely presentation. I like the demonstration, the graphics and the sprites good. Very fun to play. And as I say, it does get progressively harder as you move along, and it gets a bit more challenging. Can catch you out when they spring up from underneath you, so that there's a slight randomness about it, which is good. It keeps you on your toes. What am I going to give that game? I'm going to give that a full 9.5 out of 10. I'm not going to give it a full 10 out of 10, but it wasn't far off. One for you to play, and it's available now on download. So, let's reset the computer and move on to another new game. So, I've left the AY sound off again. This is the next game I'm going to have a look at, and believe me, this is not a game for the faint-hearted. Once again, great AY sound, excellent music, and the sprites aren't too bad. It's by, well, I don't know how to say that. Is it Soft? 2021 is the author. The Dark Age. And the title and the name of the game, which is, I'm not going to possess. You can read for yourselves there, of course. So, what am I going to think about this game? Well, keyboard's great. It's QAOP and space. The first screen is easy enough as I dive straight away. It's just an avoidance lever. And it gradually gets slightly harder every screen. It becomes more of a puzzle as a challenge. Timing is what you will need. Good thing is though, on this particular game, and you will need them all, is you get 100 lives to start with, or 99 lives to be exact. So yeah, it is a tricky platformer indeed. Not one where you've given concept, you've not got to collect anything, you've just got to survive. And sometimes you have a habit of rushing these things. And they're the more interesting looking sprites if you ask me. I nearly made that then. I think you can stay there. There's a little tip for you. You don't have to drop down straight away. So if you stay there, you can actually time it so you know, that's probably the only part of the game where you find an easier section there. But as you play it more and more, it will get slightly easier as you get used to the timings. It's just a matter of timing. And I didn't mean to drop off the edge there, but that happens. So let's see if we can get through it this time. Got to think when I can do that. When can I do that? Well, not then, that's for sure. I'll get through a couple of screens and then we'll just give it a review. I'll probably do better when I'm not actually recording, to be fair, but yeah, it looks like a little skeleton, doesn't it? It's got a lovely eerie AY sound in the background there. I think the first time I really heard an AY sound that was that spooky for the game was in a game called Amarut or Amarotti, and that AY music certainly did make the game. Well, I made this bit look easy, but believe me, it's not. This gets really hard because you've really got to time it well here. Manage it there. You can use these ladders to hide up, but if you're not exactly in the gap of where you need to jump, you will not be able to jump. So this is where you can get stuck and it can get quite tricky. Because when you, that gap there, my first attempt to jump was neither here nor there, to be fair. There we go. I made that bit look easy, didn't I? Got to wait for a better opportunity, I'm afraid, because I've mistimed that. Right, we can hang on there a second. Oh, how did I not make that? See what I mean about the music? Oh. Yeah, and if you hit a big wall, obviously you're going to fall a bit quicker, so that means you will probably die a bit faster as well. In fact, I'm rushing now. Just a little bit of patience sometimes is what's required. See, sections sometimes that you're really used to doing can become quite tricky and quite hard. A couple more goes and then we'll move on. I didn't mean to. It can be quite frustrating. And I made it this time, and I'm not going to make that ladder, am I? Yes, I have. That was lucky. Quick sip of my drink. Oh dear, I nearly bit the dust again. So you really want to get those where they both sort of meet. And then that final jump across to that next ladder can be very tricky indeed. I've just lost my life. Okay, I'm not going to carry on playing that. What do I think about it? Well, for spooky music, it really hits all the marks. I'll give it 10 out of 10 for spooky music alone. Game playability, as I said earlier, it's not really for the faint-hearted. You need to be fairly skill level. It's got to be quite high to get through this, at least past the first 4 levels. You might get through, but then you get so hard. I've got a lot further, but it's not an easy way in the stretch of the imagination. What am I going to give it? Well, I'm going to give that one an 8 out of 10, and it's of course available on download. Give it a go. You might like this game, might be one for you to play. But in the meantime, let's move on to another recent game, not as recent as these two, but not so bad in itself. So I've left the AY sound off again still, because this game's got great AY sound, excellent starting presentation on this particular version. However, the other version has got a slightly different starting to it. Just let the music play for a little bit. Reminds me of Superman, that does. Remember when the credits used to go into the back distance, and or was it Star Wars? I think that both of them used that similar sort of thing. But yeah, a nice colourful display, isn't it? Where you've got the writing that just changes colour as it goes towards the distance, sort of thing. In and outer space type looking. So what is this game? Well, it's going to be a shoot 'em up, a vertical screen shoot 'em up. This is a nice game by that guy. Memorises me watching that. Mesmerising watching that scroll. Good luck. Well, I'm going to need it because it's me. New game, and of course there's a AY sound in the game as well. Keys are QAOP and space. And to start with, you don't have rapid fire, you have to fire. Collect that blue thing and then you are not going to die straight away, because you can fly through these things, which is handy, and believe me, you need that. Because sometimes it can get quite tricky to navigate through them, and if you die and you can find yourself in a sort of unfair situation where there's nothing you can do. I'll explain more as I say. I like the effect of the stars, the two different moving speeds of the stars in the background, which are just like little dots that are flashing. Those are your bonuses, and some are extra weapons. And of course, my invincibility to that seems to have timed itself to end at the right time. Just when you think things are going well, there'll be some more asteroid sort of boulders or rocks, if you like. I've got to level 2, coming flying down the screen in a moment. I like the way that the AY suddenly gets a little bit more frantic as well. And now, of course, I can just keep my finger on rapid fire, although I don't advise that. I'm alright for a bit now, I've got my blue thing. Because you can shoot the very things like that there that you want to collect, which can be quite annoying. And this is where those red boulders start coming flying down the screen. You're okay while you're invincible because you're not going to die, but now, for instance, and I could have done with getting that, it would have made the game a lot easier. And of course it does have a little bit of an unfair touch to this game, because it can start you in an almost impossible situation where you can't fly through the rocks, sort of thing, almost surrounded. But apart from that, for a shoot 'em up, the graphics are great, the sound is top notch. You can only go so far up the screen, that's as high as you can go. So you've only got a little bit you can get round. And straight away I've got stage 3. But I'm on to my last life, so any mistakes now, which I'm okay now, I've got that invincibility. So it is those blue things that are the key. The AY sound has slowed down slightly, or changed tone rather. Not bad. Quite impressed with how well I do. The score goes up automatically, but it can go up a lot quicker if you collect bonuses, etc., as you can see, and if you shoot ships. Now I've got a blaster 4 or 3 bullets there. This could be tricky. This is intense concentration. I want one of them blue things, and I know I'm really doing well. I think we've just made it to another level. And I've got all my firing back. Level 4. I've usually died a fair few times before now in playing this. So yeah, it is very playable. It's great when you've try not to rush yourself to shoot them. Wait till you really get a clearing, because sometimes chasing those to destroy them can be a bad idea, because you could end up dying pretty quickly. Oh, I want that blue thing, but I can't get to it, so I've got to wait for the next one, and I don't think I'll make it past this level because there we go. So yeah, that's the game. I did quite well there for you for a change. That was retro robbing skills. Amazing, isn't it? I know, it doesn't normally happen. Nice little score section where you get to put your high score in, which is just a scrolling type where you choose your letters, etc. So what do I think of that game? Well, for presentation, it's brilliant. You can continue if you want from various sections once you got so far, which we're not going to. Marks out of 10. Apart from the unfair factor, where you can start in the worst place possible, surrounded by rocks, I'm going to give that one a respectable 7.5 out of 10. Available on download. Give it a go, you might like it. Let's move on to the next game. Oops, just knocked the camera there slightly. I'm going to give you a slightly better view. Next game is another game with great AY sound. In fact, all of these games have got great AY sound, and this one is very, very addictive. In fact, it's probably one of my favourites out of the lot. But I'll play it. You've probably seen it already played. If you haven't, give it a go. Get it on download as well. There's your loading screen if you want to load it via the tape file. And the first thing you notice, you've got the name of the game in big letters, and that effectively is your girlfriend up there. That's Sprite. My girlfriend is a Sprite, yeah, that's right. Just enjoy the name of the game. By Hickers 2021. You've got the usual keyboard, Kempston or Sinclair. I think I'm going to use keyboard, because last time I used Kempston it went horribly wrong for me. And then you've got to basically you collect all the discs, which makes the computer okay. The arcade game there is a bonus, and you get the one life after a certain amount of screens. You'll come across one of them. Not easy to get that far, but yeah. So, let's have a look at this game then, shall we? Start in intro. Should be out the door. I'm telling you that. Get out! Okay, so, it's a platformer. That's my area of expertise, platformers. So the first screen's pretty straightforward. And there we go, first screen cleared. Jolly music. The music keeps you playing. Gets a little bit more difficult each screen, and that's a good thing with the game. And the sprites stay interesting, of course. This is probably the hardest part. Oh, if you time it well, you don't have to jump straight away. What I tend to do is I'll wait till I'm both there and I'll just go for a run for it. That is probably the best way, not to try and wait there too long. So as you can see, every screen has got its own different challenges. It gradually gets harder, but you get more and more things to collect every screen as well. So tell you what though, you will find this addictive. And you can bang your head if you jump in the wrong place. But I like it. I gotta be honest, I like it. Well, we've nearly collected everything on this screen, so we should be alright in a moment, and we'll get out this level. Oh no, we'll wait. Bit of patience helps sometimes, okay? Okay. 10 bonus, that's good. Where am I? Oh, I'm here. Oh, this one's an easy level. Ah. Yeah, if you jump wrong, you're in trouble. Yeah, sometimes I can make platformers look easy. I know it's outstanding to think that I'm actually good at anything, but yeah. Oh, famous last words. Perhaps I should just keep my mouth shut, huh? Don't answer that. Do the same. I'll try and get over eager and jump too early. I just like jumping over the monsters. Ah, we've done it. Shouldn't say that really, should I? I should wait till I've actually done it before I say we've done it. Whoops. Nearly mistimed that one. Time is over. I've run out of time. Yeah, you've got a time limit, you've got to be quick. You should have plenty enough time though. It's because I took too long on that last little bit. Spent too many time jumping over that character there, didn't I? And I'm going to do it with time to spare this time round. Ah! I was doing so well. I should have jumped over him, but I didn't want to. I just thought, let's get it over and done with. It's usually a second jump and you get plenty of time to do this. I really like that game. So, it's got everything you want. Great sprite colours, musically great. So what would I say about that game? Well, it's... that was starting to bug me. I'm going to give that a Retro Robin Special, a full 10 out of 10 for addictive playability and the fact that it gradually gets better. The sound is there, it's fun to play, and it will make you want to have another go and get a bit further on. It's got the right level of difficulty, or shall we say, the right level of increasing difficulty. So yeah, that's one for you to try. So let's reset the computer and move on to another newish game. So the next game is, well, we're going to go solo on it, and that will give you a clue. Again, got good airway sound. And I'm pretty good at this game as well. You've probably seen a play, well, I've got close to completing this, believe it or not, but I've played it a lot this last week. You can redefine your keys, or you can use Chemstone. You don't want to shut down. That's effectively, you terminate yourself. So there's your opening sequence. You are effectively that little robot there. I like the comet or the meteor. Nice AY sound to start with, but we're going to get into the game. Tells you a little bit. The year is 2433. Yeah, I'll remember it well. Seemed like only yesterday. No, the first thing you got to do is, I think we'll have a bit of sound in the background while that's playing. Let's turn it down. Hope that's not too loud. Click that, enables you to hover or fly. Once you click something else though, you'll lose that ability to hover or fly. You click the key in order to get out the door and move on to the next room, which we're into now. And this tells you you're in the hangar. That's where you need the duck. Oh look, he's dancing. Could be silly, couldn't I? Grow up, Wayne. Okay. Just had to turn that music off a second because there is a voice sound in the game that I forgot about. Whoa! Oh. I died. I like the way the border does that effect as well when you die. It's a nice little intense moment. I'm usually quite good at this game as well, so I will probably get quite far. So there you go, I've got the key, and in a moment, well, a couple more rooms to go yet before we get to it, but you've got to destroy. Oh, there's a tip here as well. That helps, just that item you click there, it shows you can fire this electric type, well I don't know if you call it an electric beam or laser. And now there's, on that, where there's a moon and a live planet, there's a couple of magnets, so if you hold up, you will get dragged up there, and then you just press up down and you can come down, and that will open the next level, which gets... Oh. I'm biting the dust. Right, I'll do this properly now. He's taking it, have that. Oh yes, there's the thing. You want to, if you're jumping up and you jump as you come down because you move during mid-flight, if you move into those blue things there, those like stalactite, if you like, you can, you only have to be a fraction away from very close to touching them and you can have you. It can take a life. And now we should be able to hover, which we don't need to till we get to a certain point. And when you click the key, obviously you can't hover. And we're into the next room. Now that beam of light there will lift you up automatically. It's not going to affect you yet, but it shows you can get to those doors towards the end. Because I collected that, now I can collect this laser, and I like to kill things, so he's biting the dust. And he'll be biting the dust in me, because you need to be able to laser him to collect the key, because there's no way you're going to laser him. Shocking, is it a shock? It is an electric shock, isn't it? And once you've got the key, you can exit this room quite comfortably. And this is where you have to destroy all three of them. And the key to this is well, it's just to keep an eye on where they all are, basically. And follow them. Don't be tempted to fire your lasers straight away as well. And don't forget the duck features. It is important to duck in this game, as you will find out. And they can randomly change direction, so be wary as well. There we go, we got one down. Two, one more to go, and this is where I could fail dismally. See how they bounce on the corner, you can catch you out, they can change direction, and before you know it. And now the top of the screen is open, so we can beam ourselves up and we're into the outer atmosphere, which means the gravity is a lot lighter, look. It's like moonwalking. And it's like it's got a super spring. You'll come to this section with what seems to be like a structure of a spaceship. It'll ask you to pick a code. If you pick a wrong code, you get this nasty creature come along there, monster, robot. But if you pick the right code, it will then be able to proceed to the next part. And we can go bouncing along nice and happily. And you need to get into there to transfer to the next level. Which is this zone. I didn't mean to do that, which is a tragic mistake on my behalf. Because now I'm trapped, so there's only one way to get around this, is to die. And if that's my last life, yes, I have completed that. What do I think of that game? I'm going to give that a full. Love it. It's brilliant in every time. It gradually gets harder and harder. I like the little sections it's put in. I like the music. It's not too much. It's not overstated. It is what it needs to be for the game. The sprites, the graphics and everything, they tick all the right boxes for me. So I'm going to give that another 10 out of 10. Definitely. One for you to try. Give it a go. You might enjoy that one. If you like your platformers like I do, then there's one you can't go wrong with. Solo! Let's move on to the first of crashes. What was the last Crash Smash Crash that was reviewed in the last issue of Crash back in 1990? Well, actually it was later than that, wasn't it? What was it, 91? Who cares? Actually, Danny Duster's Dirty Deeds, 98%, yes. Presentation, 98%. Graphics, 94%. Sound, 90%. Playability, 97%. Addictiveness was 96%. Its overall rating was 98%. Wow! You'd spend ages looking for that game, wouldn't you? And if you did, which I did, you'd have been fooled. It was an April Fool's joke. It was a fake game. They gave a review. They did it a few times apparently, but that one caught me out only recently. I was April Fooled. The joke that just keeps giving. But there was a Crash Smash, and it was a pretty good Crash Smash, as I remember rightly. And before I tell you about it, it got 91%. It was £11.99 to buy and £14.99 on disc. So the cassettes went up in price, the discs kind of stayed at the same level. What game are we talking about? Well, I'll show you now. Yes, that's right, the Addams Family. Which means I will probably have to pause this AOI sound. And that would have been your loading screen. Quality. great AY sound. And that's just a nice effect, isn't it? Presentation was up there. In fact, when I played this game, and it was 1991, I mean, even the music to that appearing just shows you this game was, presentation was up there, wasn't it? Really, really good. So it deserved its Crash Smash. Unfortunately, who was to realise that that was the last issue of Crash? I was looking forward to, as I've told you before, I was looking forward to getting the 100th edition, which would have been nice if they was allowed to go up to 100 and given time to sort of give it a proper send-off. But fortunately, it was brought back in the way of the annual, thanks to Chris, which was brilliant. And now we have the magazine back all over again. So please, please support on Patreon, keep it going, keep a bit of nostalgia. It's not that much a month, and it's a great read. I'll keep you up to date with some new retro and keeps the flame of the Spectrum burning brightly as always. So let's have a look at this game. It's just brilliant. Even this bit. Don't know how they got around copyright issues, but Ocean usually had the copyrights to it. So we can really find the keys, we can use Kempston. The Robbins family. You ain't met me brothers or sister. Okay, that's confused me up there. We gotta have a jump. Pause. I'm deliberately taking my time just to let a bit of this sound come out. Now, as a rule, I don't normally re-review Crash Magazine smashes because they got the badge of honour, they stay as a Crash Smash. But I just thought it'd be nice to have a look at this game. Some of you may have actually moved past the system by then and they'd have probably got the Atari ST or moved on to other computers. Me, I stuck with my beloved Spectrum. I did have, of course, I had the Mega Drive, and I also had a Game Gear, and I also moved on to a PlayStation, PlayStation 2, etc. And Xbox towards the end of my... I've never got a PlayStation 4, but I always stuck with my Spectrum. So let's give this game a quick go. And you've got to be quick. So there'll be something shooting across the screen here. You know what? I don't know how to get past that. Is it timing? And you've got to jump on these barrels, I believe. Oh boy. Pause that there a second. Let's get a bit of AOI sound on while I continuously die. And I've got to confess, I've never really played this before. But having a look at the game now, it's quite impressive. I can see it being tricky. Now I'm like normally good at sort of a platformer game. I want to get past this second screen. If it kills me, well, it is killing me quite rapidly. Back to my usual standard gaming techniques. Oh, come on. I'm down to 2 lives. I will multi-phase poke this up if it doesn't let me win. See if we can do it. I can't keep my eye on everything. Yes! Yes! Oh, this looks like a right nightmare. Ah! Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Can you go through that door? Ah, you can bounce on top of their heads. Now there's something that's quite funny. Oh. I've just been impaled. Oh, wicked. I want another go. Oh! I like that. Should we try this way once more? I got the hang of it now. It took me about 6 or 7 goes, but I finally got the hang of it. Oh no! Huh. It's a pity you don't start from the room you're dying. That's my only fallback about it, really. The game itself, you stay in the air a long time, don't you? Oh look! The barrels actually move positions, don't they? That's it then, I'm going this way. Oh, God, you move fast. Oh, you can move into rooms. Ah. How'd you get past him? If in doubt, find another way around. Wow. I presume you've got to collect that there, the stationery. No? Okay. They were deadly, surely. Yeah. That was self-explanatory, but I had to try it. Ah. I'm trying to get back out the door. Oh, you have to push down. Can you bounce on the night here, I wonder? Should we try that? Ah! You can do that. Right, just got to get past this spiky thing. Oh, that's worrying that was. Oh! Oh, missed that bit, didn't I? I'm starting here. Oh, you got to be fast. But I do remember you can bounce on these heads now, can't you? I'll have that 100 extra points, please. Thank you very much, sir. It's most kind of you. How'd you get up there then? Oh. Ah, so you can jump on that, but it's now disappeared, and that means I can't get up there, so I've got to go back. I should be deaf for the second time round. Oh, oh, the heart's ticking down. Okay. So now I know you can jump on that. Then this must mean you can jump on that up there. Ooh. Wow, what a jump that was! A mega jump, wasn't it? Ooh. Okay, how'd you get? Unless you jump on that. Ah! This game's quite good. Wow, there's got a lot to it as well. And it's gonna be, whoa, I'm not staying there for too long. It's nice occasionally, even after all these years, you still can find an absolutely brilliant game you've never played for, and this is an exact example of it. I've never seen this game before, really haven't. I'd heard the cycle, I'd seen a picture, but I've never really played it. So when you actually find something, you think to yourself, yeah, I'd have enjoyed this. I'd have found it the right sort of challenging and annoying at the same time. I'd enjoy it more once I get a poke for it, so I can cheat on it. Yeah, so is it one that you lot have seen before? Anybody out there that might have missed this one? Well, give it a go, why not? Ah, that was the Addams Family, and it's got an interesting death sequence. Just give it a minute. Two lives left, and we're done. That was the Addams Family, and it really was game over for me. But is it going to be game over for Commodore, or is it going to be game over for Spectrum? We'll do a countdown to it. Coming up at the end of this countdown is Commodore versus Spectrum. The year is 1987, and Captain Wayne Buck Robbins is here to defend the galaxy from them evil Commander 64 clone makers. Okay, a bit of fun. Star Raiders 2! Could have sworn I'd done this already, but no, apparently I haven't. We're going to have a look at the Commodore version, compare it to the Spectrum version, and see which one is the space adventure you'd rather be playing. Yes, quality game. And featured on many a show. I've actually seen it being played on television. Yeah, so you are going to defend a few colonies and planets from an evil invasion. You get to fly to the planets, you get to fly in space, destroy their motherships, you also have to refuel. Let's have a look at this game then, shall we? This is the Commodore version, and as you can see, you're scrolling over the planets quite nicely indeed. And by pressing forwards or up on the joystick you can increase your speed. Come down, I have you now. Well, obviously not. Evidently not. He's flown away. Ah, he's come back. No, he's still flown away. Die, you horrible people. Right into the path of me. Okay, weapon systems. Oh no, we've got more star fighters to fly out. So once you've cleared the planet surface of all these invading guys, which you get straight into as soon as you start the game, weapon systems, you've then got to destroy whatever it is they've got on the ground. Which is easier said than done. I'm missing them all. I have this one, you get it. Ah! Come on, this is mine. Well, no, it's too far away. I can't hit anything. Yes! I've got one. I missed more than 8 though. Oh, got one. Oh, that's good. I got 2. So let's go and, oh, you've got a little handy little finger to track to your next planet. So there's some more invaders. So if we press that and circle it, we're travelling through space. And now the space battle begins. Yes! And I've got another one. Once you destroy enough of these, obviously you get to see the mothership in action. Yeah, come on. Well, there we go. There are more. More? More, you say? Yes, there are more. Of course, if you keep your finger on laser, it overheats and you lose your rapid fire. Got one. Oh, I think he's got away. Very hard to hit them. Let's fast forward this till I get to the mothership, and as soon as you've got rid of all those, you get to shoot at one of these. And he's got a shield. And I'm getting hammered. Very hard to hit, I'll tell you, very hard to hit. One down. Another one just suddenly appears like magic from nowhere. But unfortunately, I need to get back to base, dock somewhere. You are here, I know that. Okay, that's the Commodore version so far. Not too bad. Let's have a look at the Spectrum version, shall we? Oh, here we go. There's the Spectrum version, slightly different, where you've got the display towards the top. But still, nonetheless, we have people we must destroy, people. And of course, I'm using the Gibson joystick, of course. The first thing I've noticed between the two is when you're gliding across the planet, there's a blocky type look to the Commodore one, where it's more smoother to the Spectrum one. The explosion is slightly better. And I'm doing well. Yeah, it's a slightly more prolonged explosion, isn't it? So just forward, fast forward. Weapons change. Let's get one of them things that's on the floor, which I had struggled to get with everybody else. You watch the... Oh, first shot! Get in there! Come on then. Bit of speed, please. There must have been a one. Second shot and wasted a bullet there, just a bit of collateral damage. Okay, let's have a look at space flight. On this one you haven't got a finger, but you've got a line. Oh, that's a little bit different. It's more loads of asterisks on the Commodore one, isn't it? A bit easier than the Commodore, no doubt about that. The explosions are a bit different, but I think the explosions are better. And And I'm already, believe it or not, I'm already at the mothership. See if we can hit it. Oh, first shot! Job done! Oh, he's definitely blocked it with the shield. Okay, I've seen enough. So, who's going to win the first point of the day? Me, obviously. Here comes my verdict! He's got to kill this bad guy. Yeah, why? I think... Oh, hang on. Whoa. Quick, get back to base. I need to fuel. Closest... destroyed. Alas. Captain Wayne Buck Robbins was taken by the Commander 64 team. And he's no more. But Spectrum won this. Yeah, why did I choose Spectrum? Well, first of all, the flight scene between the planets, instead of it loads of asterisks, it's loads of rings, which makes it feel like you're warp speeding towards whatever zone that you need to get to. Secondly, it's not a finger saying point, let's get there. There's a little line, almost as if you're plotting a course through to the next galaxy even, or shall we say space star system. The scrolling of the horizon with the Spectrum is nice and smooth, going left and right, where on the Commodore one, when you're turning left rapidly, there's like a little blocky section as it's scrolling around. So therefore, with Star Raiders 2, it's a Spectrum win, which means we're 1-0 up. Let's see if we can sort this out, or will Commodore come with a fight back with our next Commodore versus Spectrum. Going back to Tang, 1987 this came out. I can't believe it. Right, so we can redefine our keys, which is what we'll do. And to fire, what are we going to use to fire? That's a good question. I'm actually kind of cheating. I'm using the joystick, but that's only because I can use the keys as well. So now this game, press fire to start. There's my tank. You can rotate the turret left or right. Oh, get him. Got him. He's not hitting me, is he? He's missing me, so let's just run him over. He got me first tank. Follow the arrows. Got my second tank. I decided to just roll over that one. See, big tank. I need to learn to rotate my turret. It's hard to concentrate on two things, isn't it, with this? You got a turret you can rotate around. You've got your direction and your joystick. You can fire using the joystick, which is what I'm doing. But I'm using OP and rotating the turret around in order to fire. But you've really got to be able to... Oh, hang on. Let me just run him over. I won't last too much longer at this rate. But we'll have a look at the Commodore version in a minute, and then we'll come to my conclusion. Just after a while. Mow a few civilians down. I know what I'll do. I'll put me tank in the right way. Okay, that's the Spectrum version. Let's have a look at the Commodore version. Okay, to redefine your keys. I think we're going to have to do that, I'm afraid. We're going to go for the Commodore keys. Oh, key for left. Now am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I'm happy with that. Press Y to start game. Ooh. Turret rotation. I'm in direction. Run him over. Hey! As if it wasn't bad enough I had to blast him one. Die! Aha! You're dead, civilians! Or soldiers. He's running away. Oh, is that one of my guys? Ah, that's one of my soldiers. Oh, my bag. Oh, no, it couldn't have been. He's firing at me. Definitely a bad guy. Come here, let me run you over. Take a few takes. He's come back. This guy resurrects himself quickly, doesn't he? Where's all the tanks gone? Oh, here they are. Hey, yes. Okay, so what I've noticed so far is the scrolling on the Commodore is a little bit better. And it just, I've got to be honest, it looks a lot nicer of a type of game. Spectrum's a great game. But I think I've seen enough of the two now to know which one I'm going to choose. Come here, you're dead. And as it's the best of three of Commodore versus Spectrum, stop running away and just take the bullets like a good soldier. There you go. As I've seen the two, here comes my verdict. Yeah, I thought Commodore just had the edge on the Spectrum there. I think it's the smoothness of the scrolling, where the Spectrum had a sort of blocky movement. This is quite very smooth, but also it's not too bad. I mean, I know I could really find the. Come here. Excuse me. I've got to remember which keys to press trap now in ya. Trap now in ya. Yeah. Oh, there you go. As soon as you kill one, they come back anyway, so I might as well just run for it. You're like an immortal soldier, an endless amount of platoon people, aren't you? See? Yeah, I've got to give you Commodore on that one, so it's one each, which means we've got a decider. And a couple of things to tell you as well. There is also, if you want a second opinion, or you like more Commodore versus Spectrum, well, we've got somebody else doing the Commodore versus Spectrum as well, so it's always good to have a second opinion, or even doing different games that I might not have done yet. Probably a few games that I have done this week he did, Kung Fu Master, and I'm going to provide a link down there as soon as I learn out how to do that on his YouTube channel of his Commodore versus Spectrum. Slightly different to mine because he does compare it to the arcade as well, I believe. So one each. Tanks, Commodore. Star Raiders 2, Spectrum. Who's gonna hit the final blow and see whether it will be a Commodore victory for today or a Spectrum victory? Let's choose another game. We're gonna go for the classic game. This is the Commodore version of Hungry Horace. So first we can see the Commodore into action, and then we'll look at the Spectrum action and see which one we prefer out of the two. This is in demo mode, so we'll let that run for it while I tell you a few things. It's Robert Duffy, the channel you're looking for, and of course this week he has done Kung Fu Master, which I'll show you the intro to his show for you briefly. Oops.
Welcome to another OG Duffy versus video. Now,
and of course, he's actually got more hair than me, so that's not fair. But yeah, he does a Commodore versus Spectrum, so if you want to see some more Commodore versus Spectrum, we have a new guy on the scene doing the same sort of thing as me, and he'll probably have a slightly different opinion. Did he come to the same opinion about the Kung Fu Master that I did? Why not watch his show or subscribe and see, and you can tell me what you think about it too. I quite enjoyed it, to be honest, so yeah, it's not too bad. I like to see it. Remember, the more shops on a high street you get, the more shoppers that'll pass by. So, but no hanging around, let's have a go at this. And of course, because I've got Sound Clash, slightly different maze than you get on the Spectrum for the first screen. However, you will notice that we'll they do move quite quickly though, don't they? Whoops. I like that, thank you. Oh! Go away! He turned off. That's alright, I can live with that. Here I am, come get me! Come get me! Yeah, that's nice of you. Oh, that's good. Whoa. And of course the original on the Spectrum is actually a 16K game. So it's got a lot to live up to. Oh. If I gave this Commodore, that would upset a lot of Spectrum guys, wouldn't it? But let's have a look what the Spectrum's got to offer before we come to any conclusions. Oh yeah, happy about it. I want that cherry. Let's have a look at the Spectrum version. Here it comes. That classic Spectrum sound. I remember how good this was when I first played it and how dated it feels now. Okay, let's have a... You don't have... Well, you have the same with the bell ringing really, that's what it looks like. Here I am, come get me. Oh, you have, don't worry, I'm having you for dinner. Yeah. However, they come back fairly formed, aren't they? Whoa! Oh yeah, because it's a tunnel, isn't it? Oh, forgot. I don't know. This is tough, man. I like this version as well. Just the classic grinding noise of it too. I've got to be honest, the Commodore one ain't bad either, is it? Let's be fair. It isn't. Oh no, I've nearly dived myself into trouble there. Oh boy. Oh, I hate it when I've got to choose and I don't know which way to go. I don't want to be biased, I've got to be completely neutral and I've got to go which one I feel I've been playing and enjoying more. The Commodore's got a sort of soundtrack in the background, it's nicely done. The Spectrum one is just pure nostalgia and really is quite fun. But I've got to make a decision and yeah. Here comes my verdict. That wins it for me. I just like that. I haven't been unbiased, they're both equally good. But Horace for the Spectrum, even though the keys are awkward, just does something slightly different to the Commodore. The sprites in the game are so closely matched. Considering this was 16K, you get a few screens really for a 16K, don't you? Yeah, so on this occasion, Spectrum narrowly, and I mean so narrowly, take it 2-1 to a decider. But yeah, Hungry Horace does it for the Spectrum vintage game. As always, please leave a comment, remember to like, share, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, the more subscribers that we've got, the better, and encourages me to make this content. As always, today's show is run on real hardware using real Spectrums, real Commodore, And even we've had the, believe it or not, we've had the +3 providing sound in the background as well as the +2 today. Bit of a mishmash of computers, but they're all there and they're all for you to enjoy. Oh, you know what I forgot, don't you? Can't go without putting my Digibox on. I forgot to put it on, haven't I? Some of the show will be on, but the battery died and I had to recharge it and I'll finish it off. So, yeah. Well done, Hungry Harris. Proud of you. In the meantime, thank you all very much for watching as always. Hope you enjoyed the show. And depending on when you have this, have a good working week or weekend. Be safe, take care, stay well as always. Keep away from this dreaded virus. But we're finally coming out of lockdown. Yes. Now I can start nagging Craig Turner about when we're having these retro events back, Craig. Well, for me, Retro Rain Robbins, it's bye for now. Thank you for watching.